FM. See you on the lips. Back attack, dude.
Bon voyage!
Hey, yo, homies, good.
Slide down them big hills. You know what I mean? On the big, nice burgundy snowboard.
All right, today is a big day here at the Bomb Hole, which is presented by Pub Beer and, of course, the Juggernaut Run Through a Wall Smelling Salts. Now, today's episode is a big episode. We have a globally loved, world-famous snowboard duo. This is our first repeat guest, and we're doing it duo style today. We got Jess Kimura and Darrah Reid in studio. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing great. Thanks. How are you?
We're doing great. We're happy to have you. Jess, what's happening?
Anxiety levels are high.
Perfect. Yeah.
Jess made us listen to a meditation soundtrack on the way here to calm our nerves.
Didn't work.
It didn't work. Perfect.
I'm feeling good.
And for the listeners, we also have the COO, I think her title is, of the Bomb Hole. GM, Jules Spadero, the glue. I just work here. If you have any questions, ask Jules. She's in studio today. Jules, how you doing?
I really couldn't be better. I'm a little hungover. Went to a SZA concert last night. But I'm doing great. SZA. You guys would have loved it.
You guys missed out big time. And, of course, we got Silk D, the producer back there behind the scenes. What's happening, Silk?
What up, fam?
The bangs are looking good.
Thanks. They're clip-ins.
They're clip. What do you guys think about Silk D's haircut?
You have to like it.
I think it's sick.
Why?
You look really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's perfect.
Thank you.
Which camera is on you?
It's up in
It's
the
in the
ceiling.
ceiling.
Look at
okay.
the ceiling. That's the Silk cam.
Nice.
Chris, how are you doing today?
Wow. Nobody ever asked that.
You're glowing.
Yeah, I feel great today. Yeah.
Good.
I mean, this is going to air in November, I think. So today, this is October currently, but I proposed to my lady this morning, and she said yes. So today's an exciting day. We're feeling good. But it's not about me. It's about this world-famous, globally loved duo. So what we did for this conversation is going to be a little more round table, a little more open format. We're just going to talk some shit for a while and see how it goes. But let's start it off with a question from Altham. Sorry if I butchered your handle. They want to know, what is the weirdest situation you guys have been in together?
We've been in a lot of weird situations together, but the one that comes to mind most recently was when we were in Japan, and Darrah wanted to go to this influencer onsen, and these onsen, it's like an outdoor onsen. It's which means like it's a hot spring, essentially outdoors. And I did not want to go, but I went along anyways and watched as she like got in the. It's just an outdoor random hot spring in the middle of nowhere. And
Can I interrupt? The
Sure.
influencer onsen was not my idea, but
Okay.
I was happy to be there.
She was happy to be there, so she gets into her bikini and gets in the influencer onsen. And all of a sudden we look up, and down the trail, walking down, is the situation shook me up, as you can see.
Clearly.
Is a row of like 25 giant Austrian or German men. And they come down and just immediately, they're like, sup, and just immediately rip off all their clothes, ass naked. Their dicks have compressed due to the cold.
I didn't get a close look at the dicks, but
I was standing outside where they all were, where it was cold. And the dude was like smacking his dick, being like, come on, wake up. And
they got into
the onsen. Just ass naked and like surrounded, like she was at the very back and got stuck back there. So
the whole time I was just sitting there like, do I make conversation? How do I get out of here without like having to walk by all of these? Anyways, I didn't know where you were going to go with that question, and I was imagining a worse story than that. That was a weird situation though, but
that was super weird.
We've been in weirder, I think.
I like the term compressed for shrinkage.
I was trying to be politically correct.
The compressed penis is a real issue in the cold, so it's something.
That must be so hard.
You guys,
for you.
you guys would not know
must be so
what
hard.
it's like.
That and Adam's apples, I totally get it.
Yeah, you guys wouldn't know
So
what it's like
hard.
to walk. We got these Adam's apples. It's just, you guys think
I
being a
cannot
woman
imagine.
is hard. You guys just don't know about shrinkage and Adam's apples. It's just challenging.
Eh.
Oh, you want the buzzer? You want the buzzer?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me find it.
How did you handle the situation, Darrah? Did you confront their tiny penises.
Sorry.
Thank you. I don't know. I just sat there and like did
you
a
make
lot
eye
of
contact?
overthinking. No, I don't even think I made conversation. I just sat there and thought about what I should say and if I should say anything. And then eventually I finally got out after overthinking it for way too long. And we left. Yeah.
It's an insightful story. I
German
like
schlong.
we talking
Multiple.
turtleneck or are we talking...
Like I said, I didn't get a close look.
It was a variety pack.
That was a variety pack. Okay.
Well, there was like 20 plus of them.
Okay. A couple anteaters, just a couple old fashions.
Couple toques, couple of helmets.
Couple sleeves.
Yeah. Couple of in-betweens.
Oh, we're having fun. We're having fun. You know, I will say, I don't know if this is out of line, but we're going to get right into it. You know, one thing I love doing is taking a piss outside, hanging dong, especially like just in my backyard. Now, I don't know what it's like to be a woman. I see you, I feel you, I empathize with you, okay? But it's gotta be challenging, like when you gotta take a piss outside, you know? Like I feel for you guys in that situation.
It's very inconvenient.
Yeah. It's gotta be hard.
You guys don't have to think about it at all. You can just whip the dick out, pee anywhere, and it must be really nice.
Let me tell you, it is.
It's very inconvenient.
That's actually
for us.
among some of the hardest challenges of being a woman, Chris. So thank you for seeing us and understanding.
There
I
are
was gonna
many
say There's
challenges.
so much worse.
There are many challenges and there are worse ones, but peeing outside can be inconvenient.
Like you didn't say, sometimes I like to go into my backyard and dick starts pouring. Blood starts pouring out my dick and my entire mental state falls to pieces and I have stabbing dick pain. What's it like for you? You know?
It's a good.
Every month, but I have to pretend that it's not happening, especially on a snowboard trip.
Like when you have to pee and you're outside, you don't have to look around and be strategic about it and think about the situation. You just go.
I want to say that when you don't look around though, guys, like we're not super used to seeing you in your compressed state. And so please do look around. Please do. Just in case.
Just be more aware.
Yeah.
No more unwanted compressed dick viewings.
Got it.
Is all we ask.
Let me tell you something. We don't want our dicks seen when they're compressed either. It's fucking embarrassing. I got to be honest with you. Silk, you can relate to that.
That's not relatable now.
He's always just hung like a horse. I like that. Okay. All right. Well, let's change gears. It's been already weird off to the get-go, which I love. NCP Sales asked, where did your teenage selves think you'd be today? I think that's a fun question. Who wants it?
In a mental institution, actually, because I think I was headed there when I was a teenage self. I didn't think that I'd be here.
I definitely did not think I'd be here, and neither did anyone else in my life, based on the feedback I got when I would
Based on the
express
feedback
my
you still
goals.
get today.
Kind of, but
Seriously?
yeah, it's true. Yeah, I do. Well, now we're gonna get right into
Let's
it,
get
but
into
definitely teenage Darrah was told to her face many times, Darrah, you will never be a professional snowboarder. Like, quit now, go to school, do something. So yeah, didn't think I'd be here.
Fuck them.
Let's stay on that. You've had some particular discouraging stuff said to you over the years. I think it's a good time to kind of tee that up, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking of like an ex in high school who like looked me directly in the eyes and was like, you will never be a professional snowboarder. And family members, friends, people that loved me, people that supported me, like discouraged me from following the path of snowboarding. I'm glad I still continued to follow it, but yeah, teenage Darrah did not think that adult Darrah would
Should
be
be on the
here.
bomb hole twice.
Yeah. Didn't think she'd be part of a beloved, world famous snowboard duo. Half of it, in fact.
No, did that fuel or discourage hearing that?
It discouraged for sure. And I don't know like how I managed to keep going through all of I'm sorry, I'm kind of like
No,
I'm
you're
not-
good. It's just kind of crazy how many, like the one thing about you is how many years you've been told fuck off. I don't want to make you start crying here, but like you still never gave up. Like Darrah's been filming video parts for like over 10 years and has been one of the best snowboarders for over 10 years, but if nobody points a camera at it, does anyone ever see it, you know? And then how did she keep going despite the fact that people are, part of her identity is people doubting her, I'd say.
Yeah, and then for sure. And I doubt myself so much, and I don't know if it like started with me doubting myself and then that's why other people doubt me, or if it started with them. I think it's a little of both, but when I reflect, I think it is pretty crazy that I managed to, that I'm still here. It's like nobody else would have carried on.
Everybody quit.
That.
Nobody else did.
Yeah.
Did you feel super validated when you got that board?
Yeah, I did.
Did it like eliminate feelings of self-doubt, or do you still have them?
I still have them, but it did make me feel like accomplished
for a second, because I drove down from the hill with you and you're like, what does this mean now? What am I going to film next year? Like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if I deserve this. Do you think people think I don't deserve this? That was the talk down from the hill. Imagine what was in her head.
Oh, the shit that goes on in my head is awful.
I think this is a good thing to talk about because a lot of people, myself included, battle with self-doubt. And I think that's common, right? Do you guys have any things that's helped you get confidence to overcome self-doubt? Hard-hitting question, I know.
Still working on it. Jess, do you have any?
I think just existing with it, because you never overcome it. I think just getting comfortable with having it in the room at all times. And more you just start to ignore it.
Acknowledging that it's there and it's definitely a real thing and it exists, but then also not allowing it to put you into that freeze mode where you can't push past it.
I think calling it out is important too. Well, for me anyways, like I understand that it's really hard being a white male these days, and it's hard because you don't get to like openly express your emotions. And I realize that's something that I get to do all the time, is be like, hey guys, I feel like a fucking loser here. I don't think I can do this. Or like I can so easily, that's so easy for me to just say that. And that's something that helps me a lot sometimes, is just like blurting out the thing that I'm trying to suppress. And usually, like I rarely regret it until that night. Then I spiral.
The spirals.
That's cool. I like this is a fun combo. I always think about the self-doubt specifically on a snowboard, and I always have to tell myself, I'm like, dude, you're resourceful, man. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. Come on. Like, you know how to do this fucking thing. And then you usually do, but it's like, if you could just get out of your own fucking way and do it, that's the kind of like what you said.
Yeah.
Earlier.
I have to talk to myself like, okay, Darrah, like you work hard, like you've been working hard for a long time. You're talented. You can do things. Like, then there's two voices and the other one comes in and is like, but what about this thing that you can't do? And what about this person that's better than you? And what about this? And it's just like, you have to try to override that with the other voice that's like, you got this. This is your lane. You're good at this. Keep going.
I think it's effective to be like curious about the self-doubt too. Like it's realizing it's a part of you that's just trying to protect you from embarrassment or whatever it is, and just being like, I don't need you right now, little guy.
Yeah, and questioning it, like where did it come from and is it real? And which thoughts are actually real and which ones are coming from a place of insecurity or some other bullshit.
I think self-doubt, I was just thinking about that, like how much my own self-doubt cripples me. But the minute that someone else doubts me out loud, I'm just like, oh, I will show you, motherfucker. And I would like to see that more. I wish that it was like that with Darrah.
Jess is fueled by like a fuck you attitude. I'll prove you wrong. But I'm like my reaction to that is like,
you're right.
Like, yes, you're saying everything that everyone's always said and I believe you instead of myself. And I got to work on it. I am working on it. It's getting better. But I don't have a fuck you attitude.
So you've taken it, Jess, and you've turned it into fuel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so you've been on top of the drop-in ramp and thought about some thing somebody said, and then you fucking got the trick?
No, I've been on top of the drop-in ramp waiting because I spent 2 hours building the spot while the filmer sat in the van with it running, and I'm standing on top of the drop-in ramp being like, are we going? Are we going? And they don't come out. And so it's not like, oh, I'm thinking about what someone said. It was more like what was happening at the time was just like, nobody thinks that I should even fucking be here. So I'm going to fuck them up.
Been there, but instead of being like, I'm going to fuck them up, I've been like, I'm going to go
Let me back in the van.
I'm going to go cry and call Jess.
I'm gonna hijack it too, because there's a learning lesson that happened, a big one for me recently, and I just kind of want to share it. I think it's cool. You know, we've went through some turmoil here at the show, some big stuff, and for a long time we had a lot of very positive comments repeatedly over and over, and I took those and I put value on those positive comments. And when you put value on positive comments, you're valuing what other people think of you, right? And when those comments and they turn negative and people start attacking you, and you're still putting value on those comments. So when you start getting a lot of hate on the internet, what I realized, it fucking buckled me. I was a total train wreck. And then it really, the thing that it forced was, well, I really actually got to work on my opinion about myself. And when that thing gets rock solid of how I view myself, then all of a sudden the other opinions, whether they're good or bad, don't fucking matter. And I think that's a big learning lesson. Sorry to just kind of hijack it, but that's something I've learned recently that's been really helpful.
So you're pretty like emotionally evolved and you were able to take that experience and learn from it. But imagine being like a 13, 14, 15-year-old girl starting out snowboarding and getting all those comments directly to you or indirectly and then trying to deal with them. They just turn into these things that you believe about yourself, basically, because you don't have the tools to learn from them at that time.
Yeah, you're still forming your version of who you are in your head.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, your dude's version is like, and I mean, it's also unhealthy, but growing up is like, you're supposed to be good at sports. You're supposed to be gnarly. You're supposed to be courageous. You're supposed to be ballsy, you know? And ours is like, you're not supposed to be any of those things. So it's really hard. Like people are always like, see, girls just aren't as good as guys at stuff. And it's like, man, I don't even like want to get all into it. But yeah, we like you telling us now is just the smallest version of what we've heard our whole lives. So
yeah.
Good
point. Yeah.
If you're a girl, you're supposed to be pretty. You're supposed to be like.
Well, we were talking about duos before, like trying to name out all these duos, and Darrah was naming them all out.
Shrek and Donkey. That's us.
Which one's the donkey?
Beavis and Butthead. Harold and Kumar. Jay and Silent Bob.
But like we were like, what are girl duos? And I was like, I don't know, like Paris and Nicole, or what's another, like the only ones we could think of that were world famous, because forever, for like a long time, not today, but girls were only known, like there was interest in talking about girls, like famous girls, if they were like, people were like, oh, she's fat, or she's slutty, or she's hot, or she's stupid. Like those were like the archetypes that were out there for famous girls. There wasn't this whole spectrum that there is today, you know? So that's also what we're looking at, being like, shit, are we only going to get attention if we're hot? Well, shit, I'm not. So then I guess I can be fat, slutty, or stupid, you know?
Yeah. And
that's what their value is.
And if I'm none of those things, then what am I and what's my value to society or this industry? Or yeah.
I also think like for women in action sports, which has always been interesting to me, there's like a biological hurdle to get over, because like you have this instinct to like protect the womb. Like I don't think it's a conscious thing, but there is like a subconscious instinct to like protect the womb. So to throw your body into situations where you could damage yourself is literally like a harder thing to get over, I think.
I do think like it seems like maybe women have a harder time overcoming the fear of physical damage than men.
Not the two women you've brought here today.
But
no.
yeah.
But here's the exception.
Have you guys heard my take on this? I have no science on this, none whatsoever. I have no data. I have no validity to this, but it's my kind of theory. It's like, I mean, I personally think we're kind of fucking idiots. Like women have self-preservation, which is a smart trait.
Annoying.
Where watching. For example, like I'm going to talk about, I've talked about this with Desiree, right? She was trying to learn a kickflip the other day. I'm just like, turn off your brain and put both your feet on it. Like, and I can just go idiot Neanderthal and be like, I'm going off this, right? And like, I think that just, you know, again, no science, but I think that we are, what Jules said, there is disadvantages the way we're wired.
Or advantages.
This brain does not turn off. Like, I would love to be able to do that.
Is it biology or is it societal?
That's
Probably both.
interesting.
Yeah, both.
Yeah, it's probably a combo of both. we're getting into some deep chats, which I think this is a good segue. Question from Lolo, hard-hitting question. Why are men so threatened by women?
You tell us.
We're not men. We don't know.
That's true. You'll never know what it's like to have this Adam's apple.
It must be so hard.
I know why.
I have a theory and a take. I think if the root of it would go back to insecurity, and I think if a male is secure in himself, that wouldn't be an issue. And I think that to go deeper would have to go to the fact that societally, for generations, women have been in a different place where, not too long ago they couldn't fucking vote, have credit cards, shit like that.
Leave the kitchen.
Leave. And so then there's still some of that trickles down from generation to generation, and subconsciously, without even knowing it, dudes have that in their psyche, and then you sprinkle in some insecurity and some stuff like that, and that's kind of my. It's like a subconscious type of deal. That's my unscientific, no data, real answer.
It's like generational, deep-rooted beliefs that we are trying to break right now, but lots of
What do you guys think?
But it's probably scary for people who, again, haven't heard no or haven't had a threat to suddenly have one.
It's changed. Change is threatening, I guess.
Yeah, I think like historically, as you said, women have always been an accessory to men, like financial stability, social capital, even, like getting a credit card. And things are changing now. We have our own agency. And I think that that's threatening to men because it's unpredictable and it's never happened before. And men can't control us anymore. So that's a threat. Hopefully, you should be threatened.
Yeah. Fuck the
patriarchy.
Fuck the patriarchy.
Fuck the patriarchy. What do you think, Silk?
Yeah, I think everybody kind of nailed it already. I don't have any scientific knowledge on anything, but we're all products of our environment, and our fathers believe what their fathers believed, what their fathers believed, and somehow we got here, the perfect storm. But yeah, things are slowly changing, and as they should.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and talk to you guys about Hippeas. Now, Hippeas makes chips made with chickpeas, and they're actually healthy. The thing I like about them is they actually taste good. A lot of health food. It's kind of like chewing on cardboard. Whereas Hippeas, they got the nacho vibes over here. Tastes incredible. We put down bags after bags after bags of these Hippeas here at the office. They're packed full of flavor. They're non-GMO, and you can find them at your local grocery store. I always see them when I'm browsing Whole Foods. You can also find them at hippeas.com, and you can use promo code BOMBHOLE for 20% off. Again, hippeas.com, promo code BOMBHOLE. Get yourself a healthy snack that also supports snowboarding. All right, we're going to take a quick break and talk to you guys about one of our sponsors, Bubs Naturals. Now, Bubs Naturals supports snowboarding. So if you're going to buy an electrolyte mix, might as well buy it from a company that supports snowboarding. They have 2,000 milligrams of electrolytes in each one of these little packets. They're vegan, no added sugar. That's really important. No added sugar. Most of these other ones are packed full of sugar. Soy-free, non-GMO, gluten-free. It's no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. Their Hydrate or Die hydration packs are amazing. It's a product I actually use every single day, and I'm not bullshitting. So if you're interested in getting some hydration packs, I recommend the lemon flavor. That's my favorite. They're also known for their collagen. That's kind of their staple product. Jeremy Jones mentions how he always uses it to come back from injuries. Good for your skin, good for your nails. So if you're interested in getting some electrolyte mix, some collagen, check out bubsnaturals.com and use promo code BOMBHOLE at checkout for 20% off. Again, bubsnaturals.com, promo code BOMBHOLE, 20% off. All right, we're going to come back in here. I got a good question, and this is from Bubby Flay. Who's better on a sled, a.k.a. a snowmobile?
Me.
I am.
On a sled.
Yeah.
No way.
I think I might be getting there.
It's who's better, not who's getting there.
Okay, Jess is better, but
100% better.
She has a busy winter coming up, and
so Darrah thinks she's going to get ahead.
Yeah.
She might.
I might.
You got a training regiment going?
Yeah, it's going to be serious. There's going to be a lot of sledding.
Wait, did you figure out how much you bench?
No, I couldn't find it, but
it's actually in
estimate.
kilometers, so we actually won't know the We won't know how it switches over to American. Should we hit a quick speed round?
Yeah, let's hit it.
Let's hit a couple quick ones.
I'm still offended that Darrah said she was better than sled.
One time I taught you something on the sled. Remember?
Yeah, no, you've taught me lots
What's that?
of what not to do.
I've made
Shots fired.
Just acknowledge that I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, Darrah is getting really good. Her side hilling is good.
On one
I mean,
side.
she can get the sled on edge on hard pack way easier than I can.
I did see a
Why is
clip
that
of
funny?
you. I saw you jump in a cornice.
Because you specified hard pack.
Getting it on edge on hard pack, which is
clear.
pretty much unnecessary skill to have. So the clip I saw of you jumping a cornice, I noticed you went over the handlebars though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's a bit of a bigger risk taker than I am.
Oh,
Jess has more confidence than skill for sure.
Yeah, in everything.
So yeah, we catch an air this year on the sled or what?
Every year.
No,
Accidental
she
and on
has
purpose.
she has a busy season coming up.
So are we gonna have a little bit of regression this year on the snowmobile, and Darrah's gonna take you?
Or we will find out.
Okay.
We'll videotape it. And
I'll document.
yeah.
Okay, who's a better? This is from at Howie. Who's a better partier?
Darrah.
Sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, for sure I am.
I mean, I don't drink, so.
I barely drink. Come on. Once in a while. But when I do, I'm good at it.
Jill's pro party, you were really good at partying.
Honestly, yeah.
Special occasions only.
Jules is good at partying.
I'm really good at partying.
I will say
I
that.
know you are.
Okay, this is from Taylor Gray. Do you have a non-boarding related hobby? If so, what is it?
I'd ask if we have a boarding related hobby. We have so many non-boarding related hobbies.
We've been doing really good in the last few years of having a lot of hobbies.
Yeah, we like living in Squamish.
We do cool things.
What are we talking? Run us through the gamut.
Dirt biking,
Dirt biking, mountain biking, rafting.
rafting.
I mean, I go hiking. Jess doesn't.
I don't hike.
Sauna building?
I only did that once, and now I just do sauna sitting.
Sauna sitting.
What else do? We do a lot of
We
things.
go like to this. I feel like we have the sickest swimming holes. We should run a slideshow of our swimming holes with no pins over top of this. But
Jess has a lot of good spots.
yeah,
And I'm very lucky that she takes me to them.
I only take her there because she can't find her way back.
I knew you were going to say that, and it's true. I have no sense of direction, and I would never be able to find Jess's spots if I tried. So she trusts me.
I'm curious about this moto situation. You got a two-stroke?
I got a two-stroke.
What are we talking?
I got a KTM XCW 2023.
Woo, injected.
250.
Yeah,
250.
250. Wow. Nice.
Big bike. Too much bike for me.
She bought it sight unseen.
I did. I actually bought it at the airport on the way to the World Quarter Pipe.
Like over the phone. And she told me what bike it was. And I was like, are you fucking serious? Did you go sit on it? And she's like, no, it'll be fine.
No, I said
someone told me to get it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was a bit of an impulsive purchase, but I've been riding motorcycles for years, and I've been looking into dirt bikes, and I couldn't find a used one, and I had been talking to friends, and someone suggested this one, and I called the place from the airport on my way to Mammoth, and I bought it. And they said they'd lower the seat, and Jess was like, that thing's still going to be fucking tall for you, and I was like, they're going to lower the seat, it's going to be fine.
But it's going to cost you $1,000.
Well, it cost me $1,000 to lower a seat, and then it cost me another $1,000 when I got there and sat on it, and it was still too fucking tall. It cost me another $1,000 to lower the suspension. So yeah, it's a big
Being
bike.
short isn't cheap.
Not for
Not in the
dirt
moto
biking.
world.
No. But it's fun. Nobody asked us who's the better dirt biker, which would be a better question.
Who's a
more in my favor.
Who's a better dirt biker?
I think we don't know yet. That's what I would say.
You know, there's only one way to solve this.
Jess can't
A
stand.
race. It's a race situation.
Okay, well, Jess might be faster, but I think that I have an advantage on technical terrain.
Yeah, I haven't tried riding a two-stroke doing hard enduro yet.
But she cannot stand the fact that I might be getting slightly better than her at something, so she's buying a brand new two-stroke next year.
I'm going to buy a used one just to show you.
I've influenced you.
I would actually like to clarify that on a dirt bike specifically, being faster, whether it's hard enduro, technical riding, or a track, is always better.
Yes.
You guys gotta be careful getting Chris into this moto back.
And this is where we'll be for the next 3 hours.
But like, I think if you put both of us on the same technical trail, I would make it up there, and Jess might be upside down. This is also like the only time in my life where I've had a moment of confidence in a situation. Let me have this. I'm getting good at dirt biking. I've been trying really hard.
I've been bragging about Darrah dirt biking behind your back. I'm like a dad, like a bad dad who to your face is like, loser, stupid. And then behind, like, you should see her.
She
on the
hasn't
track.
seen me though, because she doesn't have a dirt bike to go with me.
I don't have that kind of dirt bike to go with you.
Well,
but I am getting good.
I love to hear that. It makes me happy. This next question is from Snacks McNally. Shout out to Snacks McNally.
Shout out to Snacks. He's
Patreon
always
member.
coming
He
up with
always comes
questions.
through with fuego questions. I don't know who you are, but I like you,
And
Snacks
that
McNally.
username,
And also the name Snacks McNally.
Snacks McNally. We hit it here in the office almost every day.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Like, imagine typing in, what's your username? Snacks McNally bingo. That's it.
Genius.
Yeah, that's it. That's a bingo. Okay, he asks, or she, I don't know. Sorry. They.
You shouldn't assume.
Yeah, I feel shame. I feel shame. Okay, marry,
is a learning show.
fuck, kill, moto, sauna, snow.
Yeah, you go.
I would marry snow, fuck moto, and I'm sorry, sauna, but I would kill sauna. I do love the sauna, but
I'd have to, sorry, Chris, it's going to hurt. I'd have to kill moto.
Oof.
wow.
I'm going to have to marry sauna. And I'm going to have to fuck snow.
Wow.
Interesting.
I like that.
Compressed or extended.
Hey, should we mention the fact that the reason I got into dirt biking was the Jess Kimura Barrier to Entry program with the TW?
We should talk about the Jess Kimura Barrier to Entry program.
Yeah, let's talk about the barrier to entry program.
I think I'm...
Well, I always want Darrah to come do stuff with me, but she can't afford it. So it started out with the mountain bike and then the road bike.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just sell her like it'll give me an excuse to buy a newer thing and then sell her my old thing for a ridiculously low price.
Ridiculously low prices. We're talking...
And so we did, mountain bike,
road
bike, dirt bike.
There's been other things too.
Next is bike rack because yours is bad.
Yeah. I mean, there was the Barrier to Entry surf program.
Oh, yeah. That too.
Part 2 coming soon. But yeah, Jess gets me into a lot of good things. And the reason I got it, well, I had bikes before the TW, but the TW was the first dirt bike that I
actually started.
It was a little more reliable than the ones I had before it. And that's how I got into dirt biking. So thank you, Jess, for all of the things that you've shown me
Yeah, you're welcome.
and gotten me into.
As long as you stay slightly worse than me at all of them. I'm just joking.
I'm very unnaturally, I'm not skilled at things, so no problem. It takes me a long
I want to
time to
clarify
pick
that I'm
things
not
up.
actually like that.
The minute you get better, we're charging you full retail plus 10%.
Yeah, I'm going to send you an invoice.
Darrah, this is from Jazzfoot, by the way. Can we hear about you taking Andrew Jeeves to prom?
Oh, yeah. Jeeves likes to bring this up.
Wait, did he take you or did you take him?
I took him, and he has this story that he's created in his mind that I ditched him at prom. But actually, if you ask my mom, who was a chaperone, it was Jeeves ran off. I don't know where he went, but we lost him, and she got in trouble because she was supposed to sign him out. And anyways, Jeeves was my prom date. We went to high school together.
So he's just gaslights you into saying that you left him.
This is a real story to him, and it's not the reality, but he has been hurt by it, even though
You should take a lesson from that.
Yeah, maybe. Jeeves, I love you. He was a great prom date, other than...
What year? Is this in the PEG? When was this?
This is in Winnipeg. We can't talk years.
Okay.
That would be aging us.
Okay, 10-4.
But it was a long time ago.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and talk to you guys about Woodward Park City. Now, it's 15 minutes from Salt Lake, and they're open 365 days a year with twilight lift access for skiing and snowboarding with all types of terrain for all ability levels. Drop in for a session or lesson any day of the week. Now, access to Woodward Park City is available through daily lift tickets with a full day lift access starting at only $40. It's It's actually an affordable lift ticket. So now for this season, Woodward's mountain park memberships with no monthly commitment. That's $119 for a month of unlimited outdoor riding. If you ride for 2 days, the membership pays for itself. Think about that, $119 for a full month. That's cheaper than 1 day at most resorts. Plus, memberships get extra perks like discounts on other products and buddy passes. And if you want it all, you can upgrade to the all-access membership for unlimited indoor hub and mountain bike access. That requires a 4-month commitment. But basically, Woodward Park City is Utah's ultimate training facility. They got trampolines, foam pits, airbags. They got great coaching, designed for progression. You want to go learn double corks into a foam pit on a rollerboard, head to Woodward Park City. It's just a good place to have fun with your friends. Simple as that. All right, we're going to talk goggles and we're going to talk Dragon. So gear up for the snow season with Dragon Alliance. The brand who is celebrating their 30th anniversary this year just released their latest snow goggle, the NFX Mag, packed with next level features like their proprietary Luma lens, color optimizing lens technology, and Swift Lock Magnetics lens changing system. Everybody loves those magnet lenses. They also got armored venting, they got OTG compatibility, infrared radiation lens options, and bonus lenses. You hear that? Bonus lenses. Now, if that weren't enough, this kit is one of the best values on the market. The NFX Mag, like all Dragon styles, provides riders with the kind of high-end technology you want at a price you need. So head on over to dragonalliance.com and use promo code BOMBHOLE20, all caps, for 20% off your total purchase, valid through December 31st, with the exception of their Black Friday and holiday site-wide sale. Again, that's promo code BOMBHOLE20 for 20% off your order, and get yourself some Dragons. Should we get into dong talk real quick? I'm asking for a friend. I just want to clarify. But you know, this is good. We got some good, you know, this is a male dominated sport. You know, it's challenging for women, but a lot of us men, you just kind of wonder what's ideal. You know what I mean? Do you guys want a monster, or where are we at with that?
In terms of a dong.
Jess?
Well, I don't. That's another thing. Is like all women are pussies. All women should cook. All women want one type of dong. No, there's a spectrum, and many women don't even want a dong.
Yeah.
Period.
There you go.
Well, what you tell us? You like big vaginas?
You know, it's more about the person, guys. It's not so. You guys are so shallow. It's about the soul.
Chris
it's about
is a personality
love.
guy.
Yeah, we're not just a piece of meat, guys. You know what I mean?
I want connection.
And look what you got. Pub beer ad.
Okay, it looks like we're dancing around that topic, but we just had to go there.
There's a term called boyfriend dick that's circulating the internet these days.
Yeah, what does that mean?
It's like not huge, not tiny, just like a nice,
reliable
boyfriend dick. You can
something you can come home to at night.
Yeah.
Consistent.
Something that'll cook you a nice dinner and watch a nice show with you.
Right.
I mean, Jess is the dildo expert, so she.
Oh,
See, I'm not a dildo expert. Like that whole thing.
Connoisseur.
Yeah, that whole thing started because like. Probably like on a very deep level, it's like, haha, girls are a joke. And it's like, look at your fucking joke, you know?
You just have this stupid thing you're waving around.
And it really started from that thing at the Trans World Awards. And then it just like became a joke. But I mean, I don't really like have a giant collection of dildos. And
she does.
For sure you do.
She doesn't really have a giant collection of dildos.
So Ben Balak is my roommate actually. And he was like doing drywall on my stairs the other day. And I like walked up with that one in its case that we bought, the largest possible in Salt Lake. But we more use them as like props or, you know, statements.
What's the cheddar bisque on the one in the case?
So the one in the case, I do have the receipt still because I did submit it as an expense to North Face. And they did reimburse.
Thanks, North Face.
I was like, you're trying to return it? I'm a fucking air horn.
They allow that?
Sorry, continue.
Wait, did it specify on the receipt dildo? Like, that's what you
think about the you may not know, but the kind of cash registers that are at dildo stores are like chicka chicka beep, chicka chicka beep. Like
yeah,
the old.
it didn't say specifically what. Like,
Oh no, I told them what it was. I texted them and said, I texted my team manager being like, would I be able to expense this as a prop? It was a Learning to Drown premiere.
Yeah. Valid.
We were on tour.
Couple hundred.
Oh, how much? Sorry, yeah, rant. That one was like 100 and something, 140
American.
You know what?
It's
Actually,
like
hot take.
250.
Yeah.
They should be free because men have their hands. I mean, we have our hands too, but like tampons should be free. Dildos should be free.
Tampons should be free. I don't know if I need a free dildo, really.
Just an option.
Sure. It would be nice. It would be thoughtful.
We could add it to the Jess Kimura barrier to entry.
Just one more thing.
One more thing.
Okay, well that's a good. This is a good segue for Nico Baby 69_420 asks, what dildo size do you prefer? Do you always keep a dildo for the road? I think you kind of clarified, but maybe you can re-clarify.
What dildo size do I prefer?
As large as possible.
And let me clarify, this is for like throwing at people.
Yeah, this is for entertainment value, not for personal use.
And heaviest and like the big double-ended, the flesh-colored double-ended ones because they get the most travel.
They get the most reaction from the crowd, not
But
from just...
the suction cups are good too because you can stick them. Like I always stick them on Darrah's sled. Or last year,
Love that joke.
I was like, "Hey, your sled helmet, come here." Like there's like your goggle straps are twisted and just like dunk on the. But she doesn't think it's funny.
I don't think it's that funny. Well, yeah. Anyways, happy to be your source of comedic relief, Jess.
But like our lives are not just dildos. The dildo thing is just like we're more than that.
We're more than just a dildo joke.
It's just a funny thing because it's like I don't know. You ever scroll through your Instagram or you ever scroll through your friend's Instagram and it's just like thongs, titties, thongs, titties, thongs, titties. And
Pictures
then, like,
of hot girls with inspirational quotes giving you reminders that you're okay where you are and who you are and what you
as long as you stay under 110 pounds. But it's just like, it's something to like shake it up and be like, this is what you guys like. Look at your fucking thing whacking all over the internet. How does that make you feel when you're just scrolling through the feed?
Yeah, at least our things don't compact when we're cold.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was wondering is the compact
for yourself.
Joking.
Sometimes I wish some things would compact.
Respect. Okay. I like that.
Looks like this could be an outdoor-based relationship.
On.
All right, we're gonna move on from dildos. That's just hard-hitting topics. S. Clark 1 wants to know, when did you guys realize you were twin flames?
Yo, that's Sandra. Give her an air horn. I read that and I was like, I don't know if I ever really.
Jess was like, take that question out. I refuse to acknowledge that Darrah's my bestie. How do I answer this? I force myself into Jess's life. And Jess is really good at like pushing people away.
Yeah, keeping people at a distance.
Proximity helps. I live pretty close to her, so I kind of just pop in. Jess, you want to hang out? You want to hang out? You want to hang out? Sometimes she doesn't. Sometimes she does. But anyways, I'm just annoying, and she just secretly really likes me.
And I think I remember having that conversation with Ben, and he's like, just like be her friend. You need friends, you know, like you don't have any friends. Thanks.
Jess has a hard time like with balance. Like she will put everything into working, and it's constant, and she forgets to have fun. And I think that I help her with that. But yeah, like if you see our text conversations, it's like 25 messages from me, and maybe one will
25 to 1 scale.
Yeah. But I'm just persistent.
And mine is just a screenshot that says, "Would you like to mute this conversation?" I get that so much.
Persistence is a theme in my life.
Yeah, she doesn't give up. Persistence amongst rejection.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. We just we have fun.
I do want to emphasize the importance of like, I just think people really are drawn to you guys, and the reason I love you guys so much, among other things, is because like you have had all the reasons in the world to be competitive with each other. Like women are pitted against each other, but like you guys have just overcome that and just like fallen so deeply in love with each other. And I just think like the power of female friendship in my life has like it's unmatched to anything else.
Yeah, it is really special. I don't think we've ever been in competition.
No, but I mean like that statement like was even surprising to me, and maybe because we don't live in Salt Lake and there probably is maybe more, there's just not any of us where we live.
Unfortunately.
Really. Yeah.
We'd like it if there were more, but
like that never crossed my mind to not be friends with her because she was like, actually it crossed my mind to be friends with her because she was good at snowboarding. That's why I grabbed all the girls at the UnInvited.
I mean, and Jess has done like, I've worked hard, but like Jess has done everything to like help me in my snowboard career. Like there's no competitiveness. I will never be Jess like she has. Anyways.
And I will never do switchback fives into POW.
I hope that I will one day.
That's why you guys are so special.
But yeah, there's no, like, that doesn't even factor in to my life. I feel like the worrying, well, maybe like, yeah, maybe deep down, like there's been times where I was like, oh no, like, because there was always that message of like, there's only room for one of you. That I was like, oh no, am I losing my spot? But then it's like, no, bitch, don't subscribe to the spot thing. Create more spots. Make a fucking bigger lot, you know?
Yeah.
So,
which is something, yeah, like girls are getting better at that now, but it was definitely a real thing when we were younger. And now I think we're starting to realize that like the more we can work together, there's just power in numbers. And the more we bring more people in and lift each other up, we can do more. And take over the world because fuck the patriarchy.
Straight up.
Yeah.
I think that's incredible to hear. And my question would go, you might have already answered it, so excuse me if you repeat yourself.
Not excused.
But you climbed the ladder, so to speak, and did all the things to become a professional snowboarder, but then you did what many don't do, is reach the hand back and say, hey, you guys are coming with. And what is the motivation for that?
It's probably so many things, like just empathy for my younger self and seeing so many of them out there and like knowing the stuff behind the scenes that we're not even really like, I don't want to say like allowed to say, but like a lot of fucked up shit happened and a lot of fucked up shit still does happen. And just knowing that, like, you're just going to sound like a maniac if you're spewing that all over social media and in interviews and stuff. But like me really knowing, like, I know exactly how that feels. I know exactly how you're being treated right now, and that's bullshit. That's probably like ties into the whole someone telling me I can't do something or someone telling us we can't do something. I'm like, I'm gonna make sure that we do something, you know? So
yeah, and when you say a lot of fucked up, like it was fucked up being like a woman in snowboarding in the time that we were like in the early
like 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was fucked up. A lot of fucked up shit happened, and I think that Jess, I feel like you like carry some guilt for like having some of the success that you have, and I feel like you, I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's the other, yeah, that's what I like. It's so multifaceted, but I think it's also like feeling bad because I have had success in snowboarding and continue to like, you know, get new sponsors and I just feel bad because I'm like, I don't think it's fair how the money is divvied out. On the women's side especially, like people are more like, oh, we support them, but they don't pay them shit, you know? And if they do, it's laughable. So
they post them on Instagram on International Women's Day. Woo!
Yeah, I think it's also guilt about and feeling like, shit, I need to like do something with this. I can't just waste it or keep it all to myself. That's fucked up.
So this is a good question from Kalia Opal. Shout out Kalia. Let's give her an air horn.
Big air horn.
Can you describe the differences coming up now as a woman versus 10 years ago?
We were just like an open joke.
It was fucked up. Like we could not get the time of day. We could not get taken seriously. Like even the best ones, like you and Desiree, were still an open joke. And that's what the rest of us, like myself, had to look up to. Like even if I get here where they are, still nobody's going to take me seriously and nobody's going to think I can do anything. So yeah, it was shitty.
we're happy for the progression that's happened, and we're happy to see, like, because the proof's in the pudding. Like, look how fast girls are getting good now. And all it was someone like cracking the door open, or you guys cracking the door open a bit, you know? And sometimes it's hard, I think, for our, like, to look back on our younger selves and be like, holy shit, like, look at what we put up with and had to shut our mouths about, you know? And
like, we were told straight up, like, girls don't film video parts. Like, girls can't film video parts. And now,
or we were called, like, so-and-so's girlfriend on the team that we'd been on longer than them.
Yeah. And now it's, like, unacceptable and to put out a video without a girl in it, I think, and as it should be. But
yeah,
it's just crazy to see the change and to have been part of both those
and then to
times.
Still be in it. Yeah.
And to still be struggling and still fighting for, like, there's a lot more that we can do.
Where do you guys see snowboarding specifically in the progression in terms of women in 10 years?
Like nothing you would ever believe.
Yeah, hopefully. I would just love to see, like, not even a separation. Like, I just want, like, just snowboarders snowboarding together is what I would love to see from teams, from videos, from, right? Is that kind of...
I'm just thinking more on, like, the
level.
I was
of
asking in
riding.
terms of progression, but that's a good way to take it, too.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking...
I like
'cause
that we're performance-based.
Yeah, what's that?
I said I like that we're performance-based. I immediately went
like,
to, like...
I'm, like, thinking about watching Zoe, you know, switch back 12, and I'm like, what the fuck is going to happen in 10 years? Like, you know?
But here's the thing. Girls like Zoe or, like, all the new Olympic girls, they grew up not necessarily, like, I don't want to speak for them, but what they were looking at wasn't like, you guys are a fucking joke. It was like, oh no, there's a spot for you in the Olympics. And that's actually one good positive thing about the Olympics, is because they had to have a women's and men's category. That's what happened in skateboarding that flipped the switch, because now all the brands are investing and they have to have equal, like, that, like, kind of the Olympics. There's so many bad things we can say about the Olympics and FIS and everything, but one thing that they did do was show us what was possible if the door is cracked open, and look how fast they got good. And I don't know if you guys noticed that all of the best skateboarders and snowboarders right now, like competitive, are under the age of 15.
Because they never came up believing
yes.
that they didn't deserve to be there, or that it wasn't possible for them to be there. Like, their whole perspective is completely different than ours would have been.
And this
at
whole
that
time
age.
we could have done it.
Yeah.
But
Which like, I feel
think
like
that's the frustrating part.
Yeah.
As snowboarders who want to do sick tricks, who want to film insane video parts that physically couldn't, even though we tried so fucking hard to do the best we could. And it was like, all right, you know, and it is all right, but it's not if we never had those barriers in our minds.
It's like the 4-minute mile scenario, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Totally. And it's, like, really exciting to watch, and it's amazing what's happening right now. But there's also this other side of it where I'm, like, angry, kind of, that I don't get to be a part of that I was a part of that shitty era, and I'm still working through that shitty era. Like, I don't know if am I allowed to say that, or does it make me sound like a bad person? But I'm jealous of girls that are coming up now that get to have the perspective, like, they
the
have
red
now.
carpet rolled out.
Yeah, like, we
No,
went
you can
through
be
some
both.
shit. But I am also excited about where it's going, and happy, and I hope that we've contributed to that, maybe.
Absolutely. You guys have laid down the foundation and done the work that needed to be done, at least to go in the right direction, even though we're not there yet. And it's fun. It's a fun topic to talk about.
I think we only just need, like, the same opportunity and treatment as men. We don't need any, like, special treatment or red carpets, but, like, we need, right?
Like, it doesn't need to be such a division. It's just,
Yeah.
it's not women snowboarding, it's snowboarding.
And it's not women against men.
Yeah,
But
we all need to work together.
Well, I mean, thinking about this, like, having you guys on our first duo, my logic is, like, Jess is cool as hell. Darrah's cool as hell.
Darrah's all right.
They are
I'm a sidekick.
extremely skilled snowboarders.
I'm Robin.
It's
She's
going
the
to be
sidecar to my motorcycle. Just joking.
It's going to be a fun conversation about snowboarding. And if we talk about dildos, we talk about dildos. If we talk about progression of sport, we talk about progression. If we talk about societal issues, we talk about that. But at the end of the day, we're just having a conversation about stuff.
Yeah, I'm
and,
not trying to criticize either, by the way.
You know, I think it's okay to have conversations, and we don't, it's just, you know, a lot of people are wondering too that we're getting our data from our audience too.
I think if we came on this podcast and we didn't talk about that it would be kind of weird. But and also like it is kind of an exhausting topic because we've been talking about it our whole lives. But I feel like it's been like my mission in life. I don't know about you. Like, I don't know. I'm happy to talk about it.
Yeah, good.
Let me tell you something. We're dudes. We're idiots. Okay, you got to remember Neanderthal brain about the kickflip.
But hey, like
it takes it a while for it to stick for us. I'm speaking. I don't want to speak on behalf of male species, but it actually is. It's beneficial for me to sit and listen to you guys, you know, and about this stuff.
I feel like that was a lot of feedback with like the Barbie movie. A lot of women were like, "This is such like low level basic feminism," and because we're so used to it, that's how we exist. But like, it's not for the people who are existing in that. It's for, it's bringing resonance to it to people that like have no idea, kind of thing.
Jules, how old are you?
26.
What was your, I'm actually curious to know this, like when you were coming up snowboarding, like the stuff you'd overhear, or, like the feeling that you got about girls in the industry, or like what was...
Well, I never tried to be like a pro snowboarder. I was just like liked snowboarding, and I honestly was like, I want to work for a snowboard magazine. That was like my goal.
Look at you now.
Yeah, and I did it. And
congrats.
Susie Floros was the first woman that, like, first person that ever got me into anything. To be honest, this is not to discount like anyone's experience, but I feel like being a woman at this time has actually given me like advantages within snowboarding, because I've just happened to exist at the time where a woman's opinion is actually critical. Like, I was the only girl who worked at Milo Sport. I was the only girl who worked for like this rep agency. Like, I'm the only girl that works here. It's like my opinion has been like more valuable almost, because like I am a girl in the industry, but I'm not, like, I know that so many people's experiences have been so different.
Well, no, that's just exactly
right.
what we were kind of describing, is like now it's
an advantage, but then it was
it was crippling.
Yeah. So it's nice. Like, that is really nice for you and for women now, but it's also like, fuck, came up in the wrong time. Like, I wonder like what my personality would be like if I had grown up in this time versus then. I think I'd be a very different person.
But you'd have a lot more competition.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
That's the other thing I was thinking about too, was like, before it was like, if you could just push through all that and do the craziest stuff and somehow get someone to point a camera at it, you were going to be the one of very few. And now there's so many girls who are so good that come out. Like, every year there's more and more and more. And that's why guys are so good. And that's why there's so many guys who snowboard, and we're just like at the infancy of that. And it's happening now. So
yeah, so in 10 years it's going to be Psycho. Am I allowed to say Psycho?
I think you're still going to be here though.
Yeah, I'm going to be probably...
You might even be better at sledding than me.
Speaking of progression, this is someone who's on the forefront of progression, Jalen Hansen, big fan. She said, for Jess, you've made a huge impact on snowboarding as a whole, especially on the women's side of things. Was there a specific moment in your career that you decided you want to create change, or was it something you strive for since day one?
There was a million specific moments of just like rejection, or people laughing in my face, or seeing something fucked up happen in front of me that I was like, that can't go on. And the more influence and power that I got in the industry, I don't like, that's a fucked up word to use, but like the further that I got, the more that I was like, ooh, I can do something about this, you know? So I think that was always the plan. First, it was through just like trying to do the craziest snowboarding I could, or like looking for spots that I could hit and do something almost as good the same year as a dude put out the same. Can I ask you something?
Sure.
That 1 year in Quebec, did you do a crippler double line out of that?
Yeah, but I don't think we used it.
I remember being like, I heard that Grandy's did that this year. Okay, yeah, you didn't use it. It was probably too small or something, you know? But just being like close, being like somewhere near you guys.
Or even like hitting the same spot. Hitting the same spot. Been,
yeah.
Yeah.
That in DOA?
It was in Barely. It was like a Trans World thing.
Yep.
But yeah, first it was that, and then once I saw other girls were coming up and doing like crazy stuff, it's like, okay, sweet, check. And then now I see I want to create video projects. Now I see them in the videos, check. Okay, now what do they need? They need money. Let's figure that out. So.
Cool. I like it. Good answer. Let's hit some rapid fires here. This one is from A.T. Broccoli Rob. At Broccoli Rob. Sorry for
Sounds like
butchering your
someone
name.
Darrah would follow.
Biggest pro snowboarder crush from your younger days?
You go.
Me? I mean, when I was a kid, Tara Takitas.
Me? Laurie Heschiari.
Lowry, nice.
Because I liked the songs that he used for his video parts, which I don't even know if he had a say in or not, and he had nice blonde hair.
Mine's like kind of weird because I know him now and he's best friends with my ex, but I was like into Keegan. And I'm best friends with his sister now, so it's kind of weird, but
Okay, nice.
I was young.
I found it really hard to look at any guy like that that snowboarded, because my biggest fear was, because I saw a lot of girls that were like pretty good, but then they slept with some dude or were seen with some dude at a party, and then they're the fucking pro ho, and then they're cut.
Yeah, it was interesting trying to like draw the line between like being respected as a snowboarder and also like obviously like people like I mean girls and guys both want to like date,
have fun and party.
and like yeah. It was a weird balance.
The concept.
It shouldn't be like what I said.
Yeah.
By the way, that was
and
wrong.
it never was for guys, but for I don't know.
Did you ever find yourself in a position to be cut from a snowboard brand?
Jess is talking about a specific story, which we
don't have to go over
would
the
have
specifics,
to fact
but
check. I think
no. But this thing is that there was no even girls around for that conversation, so we didn't even know that happened until like 12 years later, 15 years later. So, but that's the thing, because we're not part of anything. Nobody like, yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of like one of those things where I never really understood why nothing evolved from that brand relationship, and then 12 years later found out that there had been a conversation like internally with the team and the team manager that basically said like,
don't take her seriously.
Yeah, because she
could be problematic or whatever.
Yeah, pretty fucked up. We'll see if this part makes it into the
Very fucked up
episode.
We're on speed round though.
We're on speed round. Wherever it goes, it goes. Okay, this is a tricky question. Let's see how you guys navigate this one. From Jeff Hulse, who's the most overrated female snowboarder?
Me.
That's kind of a cop-out answer.
You tell us, Chris.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
I'm not involved in this question. You guys are the ones in the hot seat. I asked the questions.
I can't think of any female snowboarder that's overrated. We all deserve more.
Great answer. There it is. That's like
very diplomatic.
Yeah, that is a diplomatic answer. Okay, this is a good one from Ghost Rider with the eyes of one. So Ghost _
So you know he fucks.
R1 Eider. Who is your favorite person you've met through snowboarding? It's a good question.
Do I have to say you? I'll say Darrah.
Aw. What did you say? Sometimes she's really nice. Yeah, you're my favorite person that I met snowboarding, but I was also going to say something diplomatic and say that like we meet so many good people through snowboarding, and
we're all enough.
You are seen, you are heard.
And we are all one.
You're all validated.
But yeah, Jess is my favorite person in snowboarding.
Cool. Yeah, crazy to think that question just opens up this crazy. I thought about it in the lobby looking over these questions. You're like, well, everybody I know in my life I've met through snowboarding.
Pretty much.
So like my life is what am I going to, it's crazy.
I'm going to add Ben to the mix there though too. He's also probably one of your favorite
What
people.
about celebs? Can we talk about celebs? That's more fun. What celebs have you guys met through snowboarding?
Oh, I got to meet Giggy last year and he was really cool.
Great answer. Gigi is
That's
celeb.
a snowboard celeb.
Yeah, that's a snowboard
for sure.
celeb.
I talked to Travis on the phone, told him I was a big fan.
Holy
Travis,
shit.
big fan.
That's a big time celeb. That's a legit celeb in life, too.
Should I keep name dropping? That's all I got.
Keep going.
I don't know. That's
Jules, you got any celebs?
Honestly, you guys are probably my biggest snowboard celebs. I don't think I have. I really liked meeting Selema. I think he's very well spoken, and that was really cool.
That's a celeb. I'll give him celeb status. He was on he was on like TV on a regular basis.
Yeah, celeb.
He's a celeb. I'm gonna say Steve Aoki. I went snowboarding with Steve Aoki once with Louis Vito. Louis Vito also a celeb, Dancing with the
Wait.
Stars.
Have you met non-snowboard celebs, Jess?
Yeah, I got a DM from Jason Momoa once after Learning to Drown came out. He posted about it, and that was surprising because he probably was my favorite person on Game of Thrones, and I'm obsessed with Game of Thrones.
And she told me about it, and I was like, "Who's that?" Sorry. Very exciting. Very exciting.
So you guys still talking? Or?
Yeah, what's up with it?
I like tag him in memes sometimes.
Okay, that's like a love language.
And he lulls.
That is Jess's
You guys
love
are
language.
further along.
He
than you-
lulls?
He's in love with you. You guys
Yeah,
are
he
weird.
lulls.
He
Memes
lulls.
are just as
Holy
love.
shit.
Or he goes,
Yeah,
For
baby.
sure.
Oh my God.
Wait, I saw Tony Hawk the other day, or like a month ago, and I thought it was so cool.
So that's a
Yeah,
great
That
That's
was
a
legit. We were
celeb.
walking down the 101 in Encinitas, and I was like, Tony Hawk. And Jill and Katie were like, yeah, so what?
oh
Shut up, dude.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
Did you talk to him?
No, just saw him.
Birdman. What about you, Silk? You got any celebs?
Probably not. You're probably the biggest celebrity that I've
Oof,
met.
that's
through
pretty
stuff.
tough, dude. I'm
Yeah,
sorry
it's
for
not,
that.
Yeah, the bar's pretty low right now. So
Bar's
if any
low.
other celebrities are out there,
Till next
Well,
week.
you have
Jess
Jess
will
here.
stand
So
up.
with that days.
Maybe one day you'll meet Shaun White if he ever comes in the booth. That could be a potential celeb.
Wouldn't that be great?
yeah, counting down the days.
Okay, so we got another great question. This is from Altham. Aletham. Alethm. I'm not sure how to say that. Sorry for butchering your name. They want to know, do you guys fight? Question mark.
Yes.
I think I said it earlier, but I am so annoying.
Wow, I've never heard you say that.
I acknowledge that I am annoying. I'm a handful.
You are enough.
I am enough, but I am a handful, and Jess puts up with me. But yeah, we fight. And also sometimes Jess, because she loves me, is like pretty hard on me. So we fight sometimes.
Does she ever take a knee? It's like, we need to talk, coach style.
Yeah, she does. We need to talk. You're fucking up, Darrah. Get it together. But yeah, we fight. Like all good friends, like good relationships.
You guys ever go to non-talking mode where you're like, I'm not talking to them for a week?
No, because again, I am
She
very
can't stop
annoying and
talking.
persistent. There's no- and like I cannot stand when someone is mad at me. I'm like, please don't hate me, please don't hate me. It's like, yeah. So we usually resolve the fights pretty quick. But
All right, we're going to fire up another guest question from @kin_long last name. I love that handle.
Gotta know yourself.
Any tips for women wanting to get into street riding in small towns without much of a scene for it?
wait, you're looking at me, but you're from a small town.
Well, I didn't want to steal all your thunder. You are from Winnipeg, after all. But I think
Shouts.
you just gotta find anyone who does it in
Yeah.
your town. Like, even if they're skiers or soap showers or whatever, like just anything. Don't just do anything to make it happen.
I mean, any kind of snowboarding, street snowboarding or backcountry, it's all about your crew. So you just need to find your people and go out with them as much as possible. And
it might be one person.
Yeah.
Like I started out only hitting street spots because my friend Troy was like super into it, but he didn't have a car or a drop-in ramp. So I built the drop-in ramp and we took my car and went and set up spots. So
yeah. And if you are able to, we have the whole online thing. If you're able to like reach out to people, like maybe the town over and make friends that way. And then you and your friend from your small town go and meet people it's just building on what you create.
Do you guys feel like, I feel this way, is people, if you are incredibly motivated and you're just, no matter what, you want to make it happen, you're going to just naturally fall in line with other people that are incredibly motivated, or at least like you're going to have the same wavelength going. If you're friggin' psycho about trying to make it happen. I mean, this is a dude's perspective. I'm realizing as I'm talking, your experiences were different than mine, but I do think that if you're, just like, I got to make it happen no matter what, you will naturally attract that same type of person.
don't take no for an answer, I think.
Yeah.
Like, don't take I'm from a small town as an excuse. Not saying that that's what you're doing, but like oh my God, this is embarrassing. I remember like I was and I'm not suggesting people to do this because this was like so annoying, but like we had like a lot of good spots in the town that I grew up in. And so a lot of film crews would come there and I'd hear about it and I'd just like show up be like, so you guys need a drop-in ramp, you know, and they'd be like, this fucking chick, and I'd drop in and just like tomahawk down the stairs and be like, yeah.
I've gotten very good over the years at inviting myself into situations, into Jess's life, but also in, like my friends in Whistler, I will invite myself onto any of their snowboard film trips. Like you just persistence again, like just keep trying and keep surrounding yourself by other people that are like-minded, and
even virtually if you can't do it physically.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
All right, at adventure_blonde wants to know, how are you staying so positive and funny all the time and keeping the good vibes going?
We're not.
That's a hilarious question. I mean, it's a good question, but it's hilarious that someone, like I almost feel bad right now that someone thinks that we always have the good vibes going. Like we rarely have the good vibes going. I think that just don't forget that social media is just like a microcosm of showing like, oh, this is funny and this is funny, but like how much spiraling and tears and like dark holes and like hiding away from your friends and like actual bad mental illness and serious like life crises are going on in between all this stuff that you see us doing every day. We just like, this is like,
those things that you see us doing that are like the positive, fun things are the things that we are doing to
run
pull
from
ourselves
our problems.
out. Or to pull ourselves out of the downward spirals. Like somebody said to me the other day, like, you're always doing fun things outside. And I like, that's how I keep myself sane and try to like not be in the dark places.
Yeah, you're mostly like viewing the coping mechanism.
Yeah, totally. Like, yeah.
I like that. Let's stay on that.
It's a healthy coping mechanism. Like it works for us, but it's not always, our lives are not always positive, fun adventure. Like I think
I'd say they're rarely positive, fun adventure.
We do a lot of fun things, but I think that we've both learned that those activities are what help us stay slightly on track and keep our mental stability in check somewhat.
Wise words.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more than just sliding down the hill on a piece of wood. So you got to keep your mind right.
Yeah, which is hard work, and we both like work hard at it. It's not like it doesn't come natural to either of us. So, but we've figured out, and it's taken a lot of time, but we've figured out what works for us, and that's what you see.
We should just show a screenshot of some texts from yesterday that are like, I'm spiraling. Oh, I'm in a dark one right now. Yeah. How are we going to do this?
Yeah. We both had a couple like rough days for different reasons, like leading up to this podcast that we're supposed to come on and talk about how much fun we have in life. Like, oh, we're so funny. It's the Jess and Darrah show.
But do you guys get, when you have a good day out there, you get a banger, do you notice yourself being like your true highest self of just riding high?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's why we keep doing it. Like we know it feels good.
But I also think this is something, or I want to say something about that. We need, because what happens when like one of us breaks a leg, or it rains every day and we can't go dirt biking, or something's broken down, or it's not snowing, or whatever it is, like we just full on start drowning. And I think that like going back to what Chris said earlier about like he's like, I know what I think about myself. Like we need to know without all of those coping mechanisms. Like they're not necessarily unhealthy, but it is a form of running away.
Yeah,
for sure.
I keep myself insanely busy to avoid the bad
Like she
stuff.
goes to the gym twice a day and then also goes for a bike ride down in Squamish, goes back like up to Pemberton, goes boating and comes back down and goes dirt biking in Squamish and drives back up to Whistler.
And I am aware that I need to work on being okay with stillness and just being comfortable with myself. But at the moment, that's the system that's working for me. But yeah, I need to get better at not running from the shit.
Sorry, speed round.
No, it's good. I think this is interesting topic. Silk, do you think this is interesting?
Oh yeah.
Okay, because I want to stay on this stuff because one thing I'm going to just share is that I see this lady Amy, who is kind of a whatever, we'll put her in the healer category. She knows things about me without her telling her, which sounds wild. I've never told her about moto or skating or snowboarding, but she knows that I do all those things. And one time when she was talking to me, and this changed my perspective on that, she's like, you need to go snowboard, you need to ride your dirt bike, and you need to skateboard because that is how you are truly authentically yourself. That's where your being, like your soul shines, and you kind of are able, as much as it's like a two birds stoned at once scenario, you're you know, dealing with your emotional, spiritual turmoil through the snowboard, but you're also like that like little kid in me can come out, and you're like, oh, I just want to fuck around on this pillow over here, and you get excited and you get to be like a little kid again. And I think that's also the beauty of sliding down the hill on a piece of wood, is you get into that, you get to be yourself and just fucking shine like you did when you were a kid playing in the sandbox.
Yeah, I think the best version and like the truest version of ourselves comes out when we are doing things we love, especially outside and with people we love. But there's just a balance. Like I have a habit of being too busy and over activitying and over exercising, where Jess has a habit of overworking and being too busy in that way. And it is kind of, we're trying to like
balance,
crush things down. That's what we're doing, is we're trying to crush things down. But yeah, I don't know. There's, I guess, two parts to it. We find our truest versions of ourselves, but like we also, it would be nice if we could find that version of ourselves just all of the time, or access it like
good point
anywhere. And,
yep.
You know, but
I mean, I think the ultimate goal in life is to be able to access that without just like sitting there not moving, because there's a lot of things that can happen in life where you may end up unable to do that stuff, and if you can't, like, then what? So I think that before that happens, because it will happen to some degree with like just getting super old one day, if you don't die first. So I think I'm trying to find out, like, it's a curiosity more than anything, because I have no clue. But
they say that's when you reach eternal bliss.
Reach enlightenment.
Yeah, that's it.
you get enough bluebird pow days in a row, you will reach enlightenment.
But we are lucky that we've like found the things that bring that out of us. Like, some people don't have that passion in life, so I'm grateful.
I think like the power too of like doing that self work and stuff is like, you're kind of the goal, I guess, you're no longer at the mercy of any external factor. Like, you get kind of get to a point where you're like, you can't tell me who I am, I tell you who I am. Like, nothing else matters that goes on, because you know exactly what's going on inside you.
Yeah, the way
indigestion.
I've heard it summed up that I like. It's like, life is beautiful, and if you could get out of your own way to just see the beauty of it, that's what I'm personally trying to do, is get out of my own fucking way so I can just see how beautiful it is. But instead, I'm in the 4 a.m. I wake up, I think about some bullshit problem that's not a real problem. So, you know.
Well, we're all human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fun stuff.
Life is beautiful.
Oh, love you guys. You are seen.
Hashtag blessed.
Yeah, we're getting crunchy. Whatever.
Okay.
I could go so crunchy. It's
Yeah, me
gets
too.
insane.
I've actually had
yearns to crunch.
I'm crunchy.
I feel like it's
but
more like
soft
heady.
in all the right places. No, I've had a summer of like going on these adventures and being like, wow, like, look where we live. Look what we do. This is fucking beautiful. This is insane. We're like, I don't know. It is cheesy, but it's nice to be able to have those moments.
Yeah, perspective is a good factor. Another factor thinking about too is you were talking about snowboarding and how lucky we are, and then one of the things with snowboarding that came up when you were talking about that is like fears, right? Like, I think that when you're at the top of a jump and you're like, I'm scared, I don't want to hit it, and you work through that and you hit it and you're like, wow, I did something I didn't know I could do, and you kind of make like, snowboarding is kind of a pattern of working through fears, and then you can apply that to life. And it's the same thing. And I think what keeps some people in a miserable life is the fears hold them back. All right, we're going to take a quick break and talk to you guys about the Ikon Pass, because winter is right around the corner. Resorts are about to start opening. They got the Ikon Session Pass starting at only $319 adult. The Ikon Pass Session 2-day, 3-day, and 4-day pass options offer a range of affordable entry points for the over 50-plus Ikon Pass mountains. They also got the Ikon Base Pass with limited blackout days across most of the 50-plus mountains. And of course, they got the Ikon Pass. Only the Ikon Pass provides the most access to the most mountains with no blackout dates. That's every bit of good stuff possible. They got over 178,000 skiable acres across more than 50 destinations worldwide. The good stuff is almost here. Again, from only $319 adult. Stay ready with your @Ikon Pass to 50 plus destinations worldwide. All right, we're going to take a quick break and talk to you guys about Yeti. Now, everybody knows Yeti makes incredible products, high quality stuff. They got the Hopper Backpack, which is a cooler bag, and they also got the Hopper Tote, which is a tote form cooler bag. And it's incredible if you want to bring ice cold beverages anywhere you go, keep them cold all day, very well insulated. The thing that people don't think about with these cooler bags is they also keep things hot. You get a burrito on your way up to the hill, you want to keep it warm for later, chuck it in your Hopper Tote. That thing's going to be delicious several hours later. It also has the easy access kangaroo pocket. You can throw your keys, your wallet, your cell phone in there. It's got high quality insulation. The cold cell insulation uses closed cell foam technology to lock the cold and keep your refreshments fresh. And if you're interested in getting a Yeti tote or Hopper backpack, check out Yeti.com, a perfect gift for the holidays. Now, I'm going to change gears, and we're going to go down a fucking wormhole, and it's going to be great.
Uh-oh.
This is from Fish Ski Bike. Fun I think I like the handles better than the questions most of the time.
That's a good handle.
@Fish Ski Bike. Yeah, must like fishing, skiing, and riding bikes, I'm guessing, by that handle.
Do you think?
What drives gals to continue to send it? Is there an internal or external factor?
Well, we joke about it, but there's some truth to it. But like, I think we talk about a lot of the drive coming from
You are not enough.
not a good place, a place of self-hatred and
Striving for acceptance.
unhappiness. It's like,
Damn, it works good, though.
unfortunately, where I think a lot of the drive comes from. Yeah. Fuck.
For you or for
Yeah, I'm not
speaking for yourself.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's where it comes from for everyone, but like for me, there's a lot of I think, or I don't know. It's like a joke, but like, yeah, fuck.
It's a joke because it's true, because
Yeah.
that was what drove me. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, like, I think that that's the same thing that drives everyone. But I think that I like admire the girls that do it, or the queer people, or the people that are on the fringe that do it anyways, even though they're not welcomed as much. So, yeah, I think that it's not like what drives girls specifically.
Yeah.
The same things that drive everyone else, but it's just a bit harder to stick to it
Yeah.
and stay and be the cockroach you know you can be.
But yeah, we talk about a lot how like kind of fucked up in the head you have to be to continue to film these video parts year after year and throw yourself down stair sets. And like, sometimes I wonder if it comes from, or I know it comes from
Like feeling like you need to be punished.
yeah, I fucking hate myself. Fuck. Yeah, and then I'll have moments where I'm like, if I am gonna get to a good place and I am feeling like, am I gonna get too mentally stable to continue to pursue this and like have success, or maybe like, I don't know.
It's fun stuff to talk about. Yeah.
I think you could say that with like anything too. Like I've talked to Stan about that, and he's like, from like a comedic perspective, like a lot of like comedians are in the same boat, or just anyone in any specialty like lane kind of who needs to excel kind of comes from a place of like pain, and there's something beautiful about that.
Mm-hmm. The question is, at a certain point, if you go deeper and you peel back the layers, can you do it from a healthy place?
Yeah, I wonder. And are there people who have just been doing it from a healthy place all along? Or are we all on the same page here? I'm curious.
It's like, how honest with yourself are you, and like how well do you know yourself too, probably.
Yeah, maybe some people don't even acknowledge or know that they are driven by something negative.
Yeah, there's a certain degree of consciousness that you have to awaken to really recognize that.
Which often can't be awakened when you're bashing your head against the stairs
Right.
repeatedly years after year.
And maybe that's what you want. You don't want to.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, do you guys think there's like a necessary element of like emotional suppression that has to take place in order to do these crazy stunts that can damage your body?
Yeah, I mean, I think even in like any sport, any Olympic sport, or even like the tortured artists, the tortured writers, you know, we're all just tortured people.
Yeah. A lot of the most like creative, successful people have had a lot of inner battles. So maybe that makes it so we can be thankful for our struggles in a way, which is a nice way to look at it.
Yeah, it makes me think of the Michael Jordan documentary. When you watch it, and you're like, just all of these like kind of unhealthy motivations where he's like, I took that personally. And like somebody would do nothing to him and he would build a story in his head about how this person's awful. And it's like,
yeah,
really,
totally.
That's what's driving great. And he was one of the greatest ever. And it certainly didn't come from a healthy place. It certainly like he was going to a therapist and being like, yeah, so I'm just feeling really calm and zen and peaceful. He's like,
I don't care if we win another ring or not.
yeah, I don't care. It's like, look at Aaron Rodgers. The guy went and did a bunch of ayahuasca. And then all of a sudden, it's like, wait a second. I mean, this is my theory because he didn't play well after he did ayahuasca. My theory is that he's like, oh, I lost and I'm actually okay. It's like, if I'm a team manager and somebody wants to go do ayahuasca, I'm like, nope. No, I don't want you part of the team anymore. You want to go do a bunch of self-work. We don't want healing. We want self-hatred.
We're going to need to keep you a little fucked up.
We got to keep you fucked up so you have this drive that maybe if you think that if you succeed on such a deep level that one day you'll be okay and loved, and it's like chasing that dragon.
Dude, that coach lives in my head. What you were just saying is what I say to myself a lot of times, being like, you need to be struggling. If you just, like, what are you just going to give up and do nothing like a fucking loser? Like, you know,
what are you just going to be content?
You just going to be,
you
think
happy?
You're good enough? You're not good enough.
You don't deserve that.
But we're working on it. We are enough.
I think like also like even outside of that, anyone in a lane of greatness, like everybody probably has that core belief or like those voices in their head, but they just haven't figured out what to do with it. And that seems like also a really uncomfortable place to be in, like
maybe more uncomfortable.
Yeah,
probably more uncomfortable. That's why I was saying like maybe I'm a little bit grateful for it because it's or yeah, we're lucky that we found something to put it into and it's driven us to do these things. Maybe.
So what you're describing too, Jess, as well with the existential crisis, if like you need a little bit of that to drive you, I can relate on some levels. And I was reading this book called The Untethered Soul or Living Untethered, Michael Singer, great read. And he talks about kind of big part of it is kind of getting out of your own way so you can appreciate the beauty of life and all these things. And so if you work through some of those layers and you start feeling okay, am I still going to be able to create? And the line in there that helped me with my existential crisis in like the journey that I'm on is that basically, if you're coming from a place of love and true love and passion still needs to create. Love and passion need to create. It doesn't necessarily need to come from anger. I think it can come from a healthy place.
Yeah, I would like to think that. I don't know yet. But I would like to think that.
Yeah.
It would maybe it would just create something different, but something equally as great.
True.
Yeah. I feel like I am feeling good these days, and it scares me because like, when am I going to get dragged back into not feeling good? Like, that's a terrifying thought. And then also,
like, it's a safer place to be not feeling good.
It's more predictable, and like, you don't have to worry about anything being taken away.
Because you have nothing to start with.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, we're just on a journey.
It's depressing.
No, it's not. Yeah. That was really fucking wise, Darrah.
It is scary. I'm like, because I know what it's like to be doing bad. And I don't want to go back there, and I'm doing good right now. And I'm like going through life, like being like, Jess, oh my God, look at these beautiful leaves. And she's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you so happy right now? But it's terrifying to like imagine, like, I don't know, anything could happen and I could go back there. And yeah.
Are the fears real?
That's the question. What's real? Which thoughts are real? I guess you get to choose and you can create what you want. Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, what if you did go back? Then you already know how to be there.
Yeah, and I don't.
You have a lot of experience being there.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going back.
But isn't it kind of inevitable? I guess I don't know specifically what you're talking about, but like it comes in waves.
Yes, Jules.
That is true. But like I I resent your question.
Suppress.
But you're right. Peaks and valleys, waves.
And you'll be like a different version of who you were then when you're back there. So you won't actually be like back there. But
I'll
you'll
have
be like the
experience and the
version.
tools to handle it. And
yeah, you got it.
So that's good. There's waves. So I'll always be fucked up enough to be driven, which is great.
I think that it's not like what Jules just said, just kind of like sparred something in my head that it's not, there is no definitive where we are at because life is fluid and it's constantly in motion. So like the minute that we identify with what we are right now, I am doing good, I am happy, I am sad, you're just kind of setting yourself up for failure because things, no matter what, the one thing you can't stop is like things are moving. We're moving past it. So I don't know. That just came into my head.
That was very smart, I think.
And I think the critical element is like just like trying not to attach to either thing. Like don't put too much meaning on like, fuck, I'm back in this place. How am I going to ever get out of it? It's attaching so much like meaning onto that it like has so much power. But if it's just like, you're going to move through this, you're going to move through another thing and you're going to go back to that. It's like
are you a human
practice
being
of non-attachment.
or a human doing? That's supposed to be a joke, you guys.
See, I thought that was profound. Welcome to bomb hole therapy.
So I'm not too mentally stable to be successful.
No, that's what we learned.
That's
one
what
thing
we've
today.
established.
This is a question from Liam Griffin. Hard hitting. Does Darrah really want a Natty Select rebate?
I would like, where's the camera? Give me Natty Select redemption. Yeah, I want that.
Go on.
To elaborate, initially, after the experience, I said I would never do it again because it was the worst experience of my life. But having some time to perhaps forget about the worst parts of it and also reflect on what I want to do with my life, I would like to try again.
Let's talk about why it wasn't the worst experience of your life, but it put you in the situation of your nightmare, which is essentially feeling in a situation alone where you don't have support necessarily, and then people are watching on top of that, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I don't have much.
Basically what I'm saying is that
She abandoned me.
I didn't abandon you.
She encouraged me. I said, Jess, I'm not ready. Like, I'm new to the backcountry still. I have so much to learn. I'm going to work hard.
Me and Ben were supposed, we thought it was going to be in Whistler, so we were like, you have our full support 15 minutes or less away from the house. And then it ended up being in Mammoth. So I would have like had to fly me down there and Ben down there in our only window of filming.
But when the invitation came, I did say, this isn't my year to do it. I'm not ready. I need to work on some things before I take on something like this. And I was encouraged that I take a chance, and I did. And I just don't think I was set up to.
You just needed more support there.
I did.
From us who failed you.
It wasn't like on such a big scale. It wasn't how I wanted to portray my snowboarding. And
it just sucks. It was hard to watch for us too, because we were like, we know that's not how you ride, dude.
Yeah, I think that it was, what's the word that I'm looking for?
A learning experience?
Well, it was a learning experience, but like I feel like there's so much more that I want to show of my snowboarding, and that wasn't a good reflection of it.
So a rebate. To answer Liam's question, yes.
I'm going to need a rebate.
Let's get a rebate. Okay, this question is great. Andrew Agnar wants to know, when do we get a movie based solely on the Jess plus Darrah adventures?
Oh, I've been asking for this for years.
When do we get a budget based solely on the
Let's burn some
Darrah
budge.
plus Jess adventures?
I know that obviously I would benefit more from this. And
it's my barrier to entry exposure program.
But fuck, I think it would be entertaining. Like, we got to make a movie.
I think it would be sweet, but I feel like we need to, with like snowboard trips, we should do small doses in order to sustain, because we're playing the long game.
Jess is like, we need to do small doses so that I can continue to tolerate you.
No comment.
No comment.
But the Jess Darrah project would be sick.
I think it would be sick.
What kind of style? Are we talking trick based, documentary based, vlog based?
Like,
what about a vlog, guys?
I love a good vlog.
What's up, YouTube? It's Jess and Darrah's Adventures.
Subscribe to my channel. Yeah. I've been vlogging, but
I don't really know what a vlog is exactly. Like, it's a YouTube channel.
A video,
like a Percy video.
a video blog, right?
Video blog. Yep.
Okay.
Long format, usually talking directly into the camera.
Okay, no, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, that's not what our project would be.
Selfie cam.
No, ours would be part.
What's up, YouTube?
Part trick, part adventure,
It'd
part
be like
documentary.
gong show, year-round activity
Yeah.
based. Like
Where do we
how
sign
much?
up?
Write
us a check.
Yeah, you want to
In
sponsor
USD.
it? Bombhole presents.
I can see it now.
Yeah.
I got to talk to accounting. Jules, we got the budget.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a raise first, and then I got you guys.
How do you sign up for that? What's it called? Patreon?
OnlyFans? Oh, Patreon.
OnlyFans.
Only feet.
Presented by feetfinder.com.
Yeah. So to answer the question, the Jess and Darrah movie, it's coming one day. I just got.
If anyone wants to fund it,
yeah, I got to keep talking.
We'll throw
about it.
some bills to that
Yeah, we can get some Chetty biscuit.
when it comes.
send us some loon, some
You can
tune.
just send them a bag of toonies.
We'll take it.
All right, I think it's a good time to hit a smelling salt. What do you guys think? Silk, you want to start us off?
Oh, yeah.
Cheers. Cheers.
The
Cheers,
bombhole.com.
ladies.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, yeah. Oh, delicious.
Wait, that was really bad. I mean, really good.
Oh, God. Oh, stings the nostrils.
Dude, I can't
Stings the
breathe.
nostrils.
We're crying.
You mean you can breathe really good now?
Wow, we're back. We're
We've
ready.
made it so far without crying.
I'm the
Now
worst.
We are crying.
We're ready for another 6 hours.
Wow, Jules is hurt right
That
now.
was really bad. I mean, really good. It was so fun. Bye.
Really done.
Bye
You guys
now.
should get
Bye.
out.
Hold on.
I loved that so much. I loved it. I loved it. Thank you.
Oh, that was insane.
Maybe we should talk about prize money.
I have no comment on the subject.
They're getting in my eyes.
I can either confirm or deny these allegations. Uninvited, maybe uninvited invitational prize money particularly. You guys raised some coin for that, right?
Yeah, and I was just like, let's just make something so sick that nobody will believe that all the girls that are there, like, holy shit, look at all this. Look how big the goodie bags are. Look how much prize money there is. Look at the welcome dinner, like all that kind of stuff. And it was also kind of an experiment to be like, if we do all this, how are they going to ride? You know? And I knew they would go off, and they went off. But yeah, we did have, I mean, I wanted so badly from the start. I was like, I want $50,000 prize money. And we worked really hard and on a really short timeline. Me and my friend Hayes. Shout out Hayes. Hayes gets a fucking
Shout
air
out to
horn.
Hayes.
Yeah.
Super air horn?
Super air horn. Hit her with it. Basically, we came close, so we were able to do $40,000 prize money. But yeah, I mean, I think, but through doing that, like, I wasn't even aware, because I'm not like in the contest scene, but I wasn't really aware what the prize money for stuff was. And some people would like reach out and be like, yo, I just did this big thing, and like the total prize money was this much. And so I was like, cool, we did something cool. And we're going to have even more this year.
But and it was also, well, I don't want to speak for you, but was it a bit of a fuck you to all of the contests in the past that were prize money for men and a jacket for women's first place?
Yeah, it's like, I don't want to be driven by anger, but it was also a fuck you to the prize money that has been, like, there either wasn't any or it was just, I don't know. It's just hard to, and I get it, because like, yes, there was a time where like guys are all doing 10s and the best trick that the girl's doing is a back 3, but who the fuck wants to like risk their actual life for a beanie and a $50 gift certificate to Red Lobster? You know, like, nobody.
Why?
There's nothing.
Red Lobster's pretty good. I would like to differ.
It's
but
enough
yeah.
for like one appetizer and drink.
I've never actually been, but we should take Darrah tonight.
All you can eat shrimp, I believe they got. That's their
Lobster
special.
are
Yeah.
We should go after
horrifying.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, that almost like killed me and Hayes to be able to do that. Like, there's a reason that there isn't so much prize money at a lot of these big events, because it costs a lot to put them on. And so instead of using sponsor money to do that stuff, we just like did it ourselves. Like, we were in the workshop, like doing all the grinding and sanding on the features. Like, we were begging people to just like donate this, like die cut stickers stepped up huge and like donated all our branding, for example. That saved us thousands of dollars. And yeah, but it's just like, sometimes I'm like, okay, you do all this stuff, but like at what cost? And so I'm trying to find the balance from that and just like be better this year at being like, we need money and we're going to give like a higher percentage of it back to the riders than any other contest ever. But we still like, we can't just kill ourselves over this repeatedly.
Can confirm that I watched Jess kill herself, and I'm still watching Jess kill herself to like make these things happen, and it's wild.
Really cuts into Darrah's dirt biking time.
Yeah, I want more activities with Jess, but she's always fucking working.
What's more rewarding, uninvited video series or uninvited invitational?
Invitational, because it'd be like watching the whole everyone film their best video part like right in front of you. And I think like seeing the reaction to like the other girls, you're helping them one at a time in their own individual parts and like sending a filmer here or like paying for an Airbnb there. But that was just like collective and
it was like a pretty magical like what was happening. The energy was crazy. Like it was something that has never happened before.
What did you think, Jules?
It was so cool.
Did you know what it was going to be before?
I mean, I looked at like the deck or whatever, but I mean, I figured honestly not to like not to choke on your dick. I know there's a better term for this, but I just knew that like something that you would do
Japanese, you won't.
Something that you would do would be magical. And I mean, I went with Mia and we like did some interviews and stuff, and it was like I just knew that. I mean, the girl, it was magical. It was so cool.
It was like watching like women snowboarding change in like real time, like in an instant. Like it was pretty crazy.
And everyone was so like happy and having so much fun. Like I understand it's a contest. You can have a lot of pressure on yourself, and there were like tears and stuff, but then there was 30 plus girls like just being like, you got it. It's okay. Like it was insane energy. I'm so excited for this year.
Lola looked like she was on a tear.
Lola was on a tear.
Front board fakie, goggle grab.
Yeah, Lola was on one. And the features that we built, like the roof to rail thing, I was pushing for that. And they were like, I'm not going to name theys, but they were like this is because we were stretched on resources and time. And so for me to like push for another thing that like maybe nobody will hit was, for some people, like a waste of time and resources, but that's exactly like, that is a microcosm of what this entire thing is. Let's just put the feature there. Let's just put the opportunity there, and someone's going to hit it. And when everyone sees that one person hit it, everyone else is going to hit it. There are so many things in snowboarding right now that cater to that like more entry level or comfort based situation for girls, because I think that it is important to have those, but we don't treat them like someone who can do that crazy shit. So I like, and maybe like, I'm sure that there's a lot of girls like in the industry or that were even at that event that are kind of like, Jess is a like hard bitch, you know, because she's like, no, not that. This is for the fucking high level. But because nobody ever even thought of us as possible to have a high level, it's like, let's have a girls' day, go girls. I have trouble with that shit because it's like, no, these bitches are gnarly and they can hit the fucking roof to rail and they can hit the rail transfer. They can hit the big shit, you know? So anyways, sorry. Whoa, I got hot.
Go off.
Fuck yeah.
Beautiful. Let them know.
I'm like shaking right now because I'm like, I fucking told you so.
Let them know. Let them know. That's what this is for.
But that's what I think when I like saw Ilfa's part in Bloom the other day. Have you seen it?
I haven't watched it yet. No.
Oh my God. I was like, I fucking told you so. I fucking told you so. Not to make this about me, but what if we would have had this opportunity 10 years ago? Where would we be now? You know, it would just be, you hear people say all the time, well, but girls are good now. That's why we're like backing them, because they're good now. It's like, no, dude, like
there was always the potential.
Yeah.
There was just, no.
Sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you, Chris.
No, that you can't help the passion.
Did you just compress?
Yeah, yes, I compressed. No, I actually feel like your energy. I'm excited about it. I like it. The passion coming off of you shows. Like, let's build some more fucking big shit.
It's just like this unsaid truth amongst literally everybody at that event, and it's like the most connecting factor.
But also the like queer people at that event and the trans people at that event and the people at that event who just are typically not included in like the mainstream, and they knew like this is something for the like rejects. I don't want to say it. Well, yeah, for the fucking uninvited, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
God damn, it's beautiful. One thing can we talk about too, and that I really enjoyed is you tested the stairs. I remember.
You want that video? Okay, so the stairs, and like, see, I don't want to sit. Like, part of me doesn't want to talk about this because I don't want.
The video's funny though.
I don't want people to be like, oh, the girls need fucking padded stairs. But one of my thoughts was like, what do the street girls not get? That like, you see the contest girls progressing so fast right now, and they have airbags, and they have coaching, and they have these situations where the hill is shut down, and it's just for them to hit this crazy perfect feature. How can we do that for the street girls? Well, I thought, why don't we like put resi mat like you put on the motorbike jumps? Like it's like a foam mat with like a piece of thin plastic over top, so that if they can go completely blind, eyes closed, back to Sev, never even front boarded before, and they're probably going to be okay, you know? So yeah, we did. That was so time consuming that me and Hayes ended up. And shouts to Maddie Montgomery, who like cut all of our, all of the resi, the resi slicer. But yeah, I did want to test it out. Obviously, I didn't want to send the girls down without testing it out. But yeah, I did roll down the stairs like after we installed it, and I almost like hooked my head inside the railing. It was so sketchy. And I was like, imagine that the day before the contest, I go into the hospital with a severe injury.
How'd you get hurt? Voluntarily rolling yourself down the stairs, actually.
Wait,
surprisingly enough.
Surprisingly enough, that's our career, Chris.
Yeah. Yes.
Voluntarily jumping off buildings.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I recently sprained my ankle falling downstairs, and I was telling someone how embarrassed I was, like telling the people at the hospital, because I thought it was broken, that I just fell down some stairs.
Drunk.
I had a drink. It was actually at our 6/8
drinking injury.
Anyways, I was embarrassed about being drunk and falling downstairs, and he was like, well, what's more embarrassing, that or telling them that you were snowboarding and you snowboarded down some stairs and fell?
Like, yeah. Trying to explain that.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, both are. Like, our career is just throwing ourselves downstairs.
But also, going back to the stairs, kudos to you for actually thinking about the details of having a resi stair and just every step that's like totally unnecessary in the sense that like you could just have snow there. But it's like the fact that you care that much it shows. It's important.
She has really good attention to detail.
That kind of detail was put into, and like love and dedication and thought was put into every corner of that event. And the stairs thing was because this event isn't just to give the girls money. It's to try to propel them forward in any way that we can. And so I'm thinking, like, what are the tricks that haven't really been done in the streets? And are there going to be girls here who might not even make finals, but they're going to have 2 days riding on this set where they don't have to be scared of falling on the stairs? And this might make it so that next year, like, someone does do a hard way back to Sev onto a down bar because they've been on top of the rail before. They've looked down at the stairs after doing the trick and, like, they didn't die. So it was kind of that too. God, I'm yelling. I'm so passionate about this shit.
Let me ask you this, because I don't know, as a male with my Adam's apple and my I hang dong and my clip-on bangs and I can urinate outside very easily. I just don't know.
Only bled once out of your dick.
I don't bleed out of my dick. I have bled out of my taint because my skateboard hit it once, but that's the only closest thing I can think of.
You poor thing.
However, does it feel like you guys feel more, how would I say, like less judged or something? Like, since it's mainly women there and there's no dudes, are you guys like, fuck it, let's get after it? Does that help the vibe?
I'm going to say it depends on the girl because some of them are like more motivated with like the, like maybe like me style who's going to thrive in a situation where people are going to be doubting you or making you feel like you don't belong. But it also gives like, traditionally in snowboarding, if you wanted to be the pro, you had to be that kind of like butch alpha type where that was like, you know, sometimes often like not welcoming to other girls and not other personalities. But like I was talking with Ben about this the other day, like think of like the artist people or like think of like Jonas Michelot, who he like feels like Corinne to me, Corinne Pasela, who is like so sick, but because she wasn't willing to like punch everyone out of the way to get to the front, like she never kept going with it. So I've forgotten your actual question. Can you say that again?
Just not having
I think
a shitload of men there. Did that make it like a better environment?
I don't think there's one answer to that question.
Yeah, I think it just depends on the person.
There.
But it was more
person that was there.
Yeah, it was more just to put them in a situation where there was nobody above them. There was no like tier above them. They were the top tier. So then finally they could focus on like being pissed at each other like dudes have forever.
But also I mean, the environment is going to affect each individual differently. And
Good point.
Like men or women or other.
It was more fun for me with no guys there.
It's funny because the dudes were like, that were there, we love you guys, shouts. Thanks for judging. But they were like, can we hit the course? And I was like, no.
Ours.
And I saw them being like super like bummed. Yeah, of course. Anyone's, but like we've been told no for everything. Like just wait. You don't like, yes, it is the fucking sickest thing ever. That was our point, was to create a course that everyone would wish they could ride.
So you could say as men, we were kind of uninvited.
I would say you were invited, but you had to stay behind the fence.
Bitch.
I just want to let you guys know, as a male, I feel attacked.
No, it's so hard for you.
You are enough.
No, we get it. It's so hard for you.
You poor thing.
You guys will never know what it's like.
But like, just to say something, like this isn't what we need. Is not women's only this, women's only that. It was it was like a social experiment to see what if we give them everything that they never had, how are they going to ride? And that was just last year. They didn't even expect that. For example, they came to the welcome dinner and one of our things was like, we are going to have, we had a budget to get like food and we had charcuterie boards, and I've never even eaten one before, but we had like a whole spread of them, and everything went untouched because none of the girls had any, it was not even in their vicinity that the food on the catering table was for them to eat. And that is like a really good metaphor for how it's been. So they've gone like fucking hungry all these years. And when we were like, hey, this is for you, man, the European girls were tripping. We had poutine. They were tripping over the poutine. And yeah, it was just, the other thing was like most of them already just went and bought their own food that night at the bar because they didn't think that it was for them. So this was, I digress. This was 1 year and they saw it in hindsight. They were like, whoa, everything was crafted for us to succeed. I'm really interested to see what it's going to be like this year, having that knowledge behind them. Sorry for yelling.
Dope.
Passion.
No apologizing.
Amazing. No apologizing.
We love it.
Stuff your sorries in a sack. What about the trust fall?
Whose idea was the trust fall?
I don't remember.
I don't know. Like at the time, I didn't love it. Because
It was
first,
fucking adorable.
I know,
It
but
was
I
awesome.
didn't want that like picture of people with their hands up and there's only one person on the top. That made me really
Classic.
uncomfortable. Shut up.
Classic.
That made me uncomfortable. And then also like metaphorically to fall on these girls who are already struggling. I'm sorry. But what I was thinking was, what if I hurt someone and they can't ride?
We're overthinking the like.
I'm looking at. I'm like, these
symbolism.
guys in troll. They're having fun. They're doing trust fall. This is
it was
great.
cute and fun, and everyone loved it.
Metaphorically, if it's interpreted, like their hands are up.
You're an artist,
I'm gonna
God
cry.
damn it.
Just can't help but overthink and spiral.
But this is what we're doing on the drop-in ramp. This is what we're doing when we're doing our boots up. This is what we're doing when we're trying to like clear our heads and do a trick. Mm-hmm. Circles and circles and circles.
Yeah, constantly wondering if it's okay that we're there, and if people hate us, and if we belong, and if we should just go
Fuck off
home and
and quit.
Yeah. Constantly, still, to this day, in any situation.
Well, thank God neither of you guys did.
Aw.
You can't make her quit.
Unfortunately, I am the cockroach of snowboarding and our friendship. I won't fucking die.
I'd say you're the cockroach of many friendships.
This is true.
You guys are doing great. Just want to let you know that.
I don't want to be a cockroach, but I accept it.
Okay.
Next question.
Next question. This is from Dinosaurs Will Die. Maybe Jeno? Behind the
Super
scenes?
air horn. I was going to also request the homies.
Yeah, we got the homies cooked platter there. He wants to know, I think it's Jeno at least, which one is Beavis, which one's Butthead?
Did we get a fact check?
The brown
Unfortunately,
hair.
I'm butthead.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm Beavis.
But it's based on nothing but hair colors so
But
far.
you can be Donkey and
Well,
I'll be Shrek.
I don't like the Disney
nice of you.
reference. Is it Disney?
You're Batman. I get to be Beavis if you get to be Batman.
I never denied you, Beavis. I just was saying, unfortunately, I'm butthead because I feel like if we were going on names alone and not hair color, you have been associated with a butt.
I didn't even know that that's where you were going to go with that. But yes.
You're like, I'll take that.
Hey, on that subject, can we do a disclaimer here?
Jess would like to clear her name.
There's been comments about how I like exploit Darrah on my Instagram or whatever. And it's like, dude, Darrah has gone through a lot physically and mentally as far as how she is physically. And she works her ass off in the gym and like just not to look good, but to be like her absolute strongest self and probably to run from her problems. But like she has this insane ass that she's not ashamed of. And so like when I post stuff.
I need to say a lot of things about what you just said. First
Okay.
of all, the gym is not an aesthetic thing for me. It's to keep me sane. Secondly, the ass just comes naturally. It's been here my whole life. Go on.
Okay, but it's not like, you know, we're fucking around and we're like, things are approved. There's an approval process for the Instagram, for the memes, for everything. And I'm not just like making fun of her. It's more like, it's kind of cool to like celebrate. Like, I know like how strong you are and how like actual resistant to injury you are considering how hard you slam.
I think you're also like Jess is also alluding to and trying to like talk around the fact that she's seen me struggle through some things over the years in terms of body image issues and yeah, I don't know. So anyways,
Other
I'm okay.
disorders of that type.
Yeah. So I'm okay with being put in the spotlight positively, even if it maybe sexually objectifies me a little bit. It actually makes me feel pretty good. And like we were saying earlier, like it's okay to be both. I respect myself as an athlete, and I know what I bring to the table in regards to that. No, I was saying I respect myself as an athlete, but also like I am a powerful woman and I have a hot bod sometimes. Sometimes it's okay at certain angles.
Hell yeah.
If it's your own body, you can fucking, like, that's the thing. It's like,
Yeah.
you
Or
can
if
tell
it's your
people what you
dynamic
want it to
duo's
be.
body,
Yeah.
you
Right.
can exploit it.
Yeah, and I shouldn't like it should never be whatever people want to do is great, and it shouldn't be if somebody is celebrating who they are, what they look like, or
And not
feeling
hating who
themselves,
they are.
Yeah, then that's fucking great, and it shouldn't take away from them being taken seriously in their other pursuits. I don't think.
I do get a lot of messages from like kind of creepy guys being like, send me a, like they'll see that we're at the beach or something and they want a video.
Didn't
You have to pay for that, sir.
Yeah.
They've offered.
That is
They've
not
offered.
free.
There's
That's
been a
actually-
campaign to get Darrah to start an OnlyFans.
I would back that.
My budget could use some improvement.
So you don't feel exploited, just to be clear, by Jess.
Yeah, thanks for summarizing.
Just to wrap up the whole thing, because she said that she gets attacked for exploiting.
Yeah, please don't attack Jess.
Okay, it's a non-exploitation.
I'm fine.
Until
I'm fine.
until the OnlyFans or Feet Finder account does come up, which point, could be a different story.
The feet finder thing's a myth. Apparently, like you have to actually like unless you're one of the OG feet influencers, you have to like pay a lot of money for your account to try to sell your feet pics.
We've looked into this extensively.
I made a feet Instagram once. It's called J's on My Feet. Great name. But I didn't do anything with it. Still out there. Maybe I'll run it up.
You should
Still
hold that.
time.
Yeah, still time.
Hold that handle.
Okay, Cork McNorris wants to know, who would win in an arm wrestling match?
This hurts me.
100% me.
Absolutely, unequivocally, Darrah would win an arm wrestling match with like 90% of the people I know, including myself. Dude, I
I'd like to
honestly
state
think
that
that
for the
you
record.
could potentially beat Grandies in an arm wrestle.
Ooh.
Can we get that right now?
All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, she's putting up a good fight.
That was close. No, it wasn't. Yeah, I was trying hard.
Whatever, Chris.
Can I make a statement?
Just
Can I
another
make a
white male
statement?
victory.
Chris, you dog.
Good job.
I want to make a statement, and it is that your long arm made you have a huge advantage.
You should have retracted.
And that is a metaphor for being a white male in this world.
Also, we're like...
It did.
Touche. Great point. And I would like to reply and officially go on record with no comment. Let the records show no comment. I'm not gonna lie, I was trying hard.
Yeah, your face was red.
When you first started going, I was like, "Oh shit, I gotta dig deep here."
I should have listened to Jess and got the lifter next time.
I should have done a lot. I should have done a lot of things differently in my life.
Yeah, way to whoop her ass.
Yeah, I feel like a big strong man now.
Just what I needed. Take me down a notch.
She thrives.
I was here. You guys put me in the situation.
You're fine. Don't worry.
Don't do this to me, guys. All right. All right. We're gonna get into the pub beer crapshoot now. You guys roll that dice, and I'll tell you what you got to do. It's time to roll some dice for some cheap fun presented by Pub Beer. No matter what you're doing, cracking open a cold pub beer for some cheap fun is always a safe bet. Responsibly, I should say. Now, let's see what you got to do here. All right. You guys got a 6. What was the name on your fake ID?
Jessica Kimura. Because we had IDs that you could just cut the letters off of in like the box to like make your year to a different year. So you just like used your own. We didn't have fake ID. Like as far as I knew, I didn't know if you could get a fake ID with not your name on it.
Mine was Sarah Jones.
Shout out Sarah Jones.
I just thought that was close enough to Darrah that if somebody said Darrah, then the person checking the ID would be like,
Good logic.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it 18 in Canada?
18. It depends on the province.
my province was 18.
Alberta was 18, so I'd go there when I was 16.
And out in Winnipeg?
Yeah, 18.
With Jody and Jeeves?
Yeah, so when Jeeves came to my prom as my prom date, we were drinking. We were on the drinks. Legally. With my mom chaperoning.
No way.
Shout out to my mom.
Let's give your mom an air horn. All right, so we're coming into winter. What's going on with you guys this winter? What do we got on the docket? What's happening? What to look forward to? 3-part uninvited series?
Uninvited Invitational is going to be happening again. We have some qualifier events potentially in the works internationally that would send some poor Canadian or European, actually 3 of them, winning a free trip to finals so that they can get that opportunity as well. And then just, trying to ride in between. I'm going to go to Japan. I promised Darrah 4 days and 5 nights.
I think it was 5 days.
That we're going to meet up in Japan and give her another chance.
Mm-hmm.
I need to go back to Japan.
What do you got going on, Darrah? 686 movie. I haven't seen it. It's right. It'll be out by the time this comes out, but it's premiering right now.
Yeah, it's premiering in Salt Lake City in a week, and then its online premiere I think is November 13th, 14th. So that's exciting. It's a good movie. Colton killed it. Everyone killed it. And then on to this season, I guess we just confirmed that I'll be going back to natural selection, right, Liam?
There it is. Are you going to have help this year?
Yeah, I hope so. I can't do it alone.
Yeah. Hopefully your team shows up this year. Supports you. Too soon. All right. Well, I think it's been a great show. I want to say thank you guys for coming down and coming on the show. We had
Thanks
a good banter journey.
Yeah, this was fun.
You guys rule. Jules, thanks for co-hosting.
Yeah,
We love you, Jules.
Love you guys.
Thank you for sitting next to me.
Thank you for allowing me to.
Thanks for making eye contact.
Yeah, it was good eye contact the whole time. Strong.
Silk, thanks for doing what you do.
A pleasure. It's my
Appreciate
job.
you.
Thanks to Silk's Bangs.
Thank you.
Thanks to Silk's
Say
Bangs.
thank you.
The real MVP.
Thanks to Silk's Scissors.
Shout.
Yep. Thanks to Silk's hair products he uses.
Water.
Water. Okay.
Organic.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, thank you to water, H2O. All right. And also thank you to all our listeners and sponsors and everybody that supports the show. You guys rule. Over and out from the bomb hole.